Hi, welcome back. You're still watching Markets Today on CNBC TV 18. It was a volatile session of trade for the market. We ended slightly choppy, you'd have to say, down about 0.1%. But there were a lot of individual stocks that did well. So there was technology, there was the Midcap auto space, Midcap pharma, Midcap IT. In fact, all of the traction was in the Midcap space, with the index itself outperforming by quite a bit. But let's look outside the market. It's a massive booster shot for the poll-bound state of Bihar. The Prime Minister has announced a whopping 1.25 lakh crore special package for the state of Bihar. He had recently termed a Bimaru, or a sixth state. The entire allocation has been broken up between 12 sectors, with the highest allocation being made to the highway sector, which will see investments of more than 50,000 crores for widening of existing highways and the construction of bridges and rail overbridges. Another major push is being made in the field of petroleum, which will get more than 20,000 crores for oil pipelines and expansion of the Barauni refinery. Power is another sector which will get a major leg up, with an allocation of 16,000 crores for rural electrification and a new power plant in the state. An allocation of 13,000 crores for rural roads and another 8,800 crores for the railways makes up the top 5 sectors in this package. Now, this amount is over and above the additional allocation of 40,000 crores for existing centrally sponsored projects in the state that was also announced today. And Prime Minister Modi, who flew directly to Bihar after wrapping up his visit to the United Arab Emirates, made this announcement at Arah. He was accompanied by the Union Road Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari when he made this announcement to a thunderous applause.
दिल्ली सरकार कान बराबर ठीक रख के सुन लीजिए। दिल्ली सरकार 1.25 लाख करोड़ रुपए का 1.25 लाख करोड़ रुपया बिहार का भाग्य बदलने के लिए 1.25 लाख करोड़ रुपया मेरे भाइयों।
All right, that's the government getting in poll mode. Moving on, and what will provide huge comfort to lenders and infrastructure firms and give it a significant boost in the revival of stalled projects. Sources say that after months of consultation with stakeholders, the government has formed a drafting committee to expedite the revision of the Model Concession Agreement, or the MCA. Prerna Barua is now joining in with exclusive details on that story. Prerna, when can we expect this revised contract document to be enforced, and how will it be different? How will it help the sector?
Well, we understand from highly placed sources in the Road Authority that the amendments in the highway contract document is in the last leg, so a couple of months now. We also learned that the revised concession document will provide additional comfort to lenders in terms of giving step-in rights, where lenders will be made party to the contract agreement on their choice. And of course, the Interministerial Committee has also agreed allowing lenders to have right on receivables and also making them co-insurers along with the concessionaire and the NHAI. As far as infrastructure companies are concerned, the concession agreement will take care of the concessionaire's cash flow problems by staggering the premium payment by 3% in the first 8 to 10 years and increasing it to 8% thereafter, instead of the current uniform 5% premium payment. Of course, reports suggest that, around 21 highway projects worth nearly 3,000 crore rupees failed to attract bids over the last 2 fiscal due to the existing rigid concession agreement. So in order to address these issues and expedite the revision of the concession agreement, sources tell us that the government has formed a drafting committee consisting of officials from the Department of Economic Affairs, Department of Financial Services, the Law Ministry, and also member PPP of the NHAI and advisor from the Niti Aayog. The new model concession agreement, once revised, will no doubt revive activity and boost public-private partnerships in the road space. Back to you.
All right, Prerna, thanks for that. Well, moving on, a number of stocks were buzzing in trade today. So let's go across to Mangalam Malu. He'll give us a wrap of all that took place today. Mangalam.
Thanks a lot for that. Among the stocks that were buzzing in trade today, we start with Sharon Bio. That one surged in the latter half of the trade after it announced the exchanges that the US FDA has inspected and audited the company's Dehradun formulation plant last week. Also, Rajesh Exports surged about 6% from the day's low after the company announced that they've won orders worth nearly 1,170 crores from UAE. But Sun TV lost in trade today after reports indicate that the government will challenge the Madras High Court's decision, which allows the company to participate in the FM radio Phase 3 auctions. KNR Constructions also surged in trade today, up about 12% after the management tells CNBC TV18 that they expect the third and the fourth quarter of this year to be better than the first quarter, and also that 3,600 crore worth their order book from EPC orders will be executed in the next 2.5 years. Tamil Nadu Petro Products surged in trade today, locked in upper circuit after a block deal. Remember, nearly 1.5% equity of 15.6 lakh shares changed hands on both the exchanges today. A lot of mid-cap stocks hit their fresh 52-week highs. Ashok Leyland continues to surge in trade today as well. Jubilant Life Sciences and Dishman Pharma from the mid-cap pharma stocks, both of them hit fresh 52-week highs. And the government is mulling over 100% FDI in rubber and coffee on the back of which stocks like Indag Rubber and Tata Coffee surged in trade today. Also, Nasdaq surged in trade today, up 20% ahead of Majesco listing tomorrow. Management spoke to CNBC TV18 and they expect recovery in the second half of this financial year. Talking about Nasdaq, the mid-cap IT space was the flavor of today's trade. The stocks like Tata Elixir, HCL Infosystems and E-Clarks, all of them gained in trade today. Back to you.
All right, Mangalam, thank you so much for that. Well, what are traders betting on? What are the brokerage calls like? Ekta Batra is joining in with those details. Ekta.
Well, let's start with BNP Paribas on Infosys. They are positive on Infosys after investor meetings with the CFO. They maintain a buy. They've raised the target price to 1320 rupees. This target price increases on a Q1 beat, weaker rupee, as well as meeting takeaways. They've raised the FY16 to 18 estimated USD revenue by 2% and raised the FY16 to 18 rupee EPS estimate by 0 to 4%. Barclays has written on Coal India post an analyst meet. They are overweight with a target price of 489 rupees. According to them, a couple of takeaways included that the company can sustain double-digit growth production witnessed in Q1. A slowdown in July production was due to a one-off blip, and they expect further moderation in e-auction prices because of increased viability of imports, subdued demand from the sponge iron cement sector. CLSA has written on Reliance Communication. They maintain their underperformed stance. Target price 67 rupees on the stock. According to them, Q1 operating revenue was below estimates due to lower growth in Indian operations. Lastly, Morgan Stanley wrote on cable companies. Hathway, Citi and Den have shown modest improvements in collections. Broadband, according to them, is a critical opportunity and companies have ambitious plans. Unlike Hathway, broadband business is relatively new for Den and Citi. All right, Ekta, thanks for that. So that's the gist of all that brokerages we're talking about. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Markets Today. You guys have a good evening.
Thanks for watching.